Okay, just take a deep breath. Because if you're listening, you made it. We all did. Mark your calendar, April 19th, 2026.
The light at the end of the tunnel. Or maybe the light from the lighthouse, given what we're talking about.
Oh, God, let's hope it's not the lighthouse. But yes, From Season 4 is finally almost here. And look, the wait has been just excruciating. The strikes in 23, the production blackout. Feels like we've been stuck in the town, too.
It really does. But going through the materials we have for today, this huge trove of production notes, lore breakdowns, what they're calling the Chronicles of Fromville, you start to see why it took so long. The whole scope is just exploded.
That's exactly it. That's what I want to get into, because we could just do a simple recap. You know, this person died, this person is still around, but today is different. Today we're doing a metaphysical autopsy.
Right, because the showrunners, Griffin and Pinkner, they've made this kind of contract with us, the audience. They promise this isn't just random weirdness for the sake of it. There is an actual plan. And our job is to look at the blueprints.
I am so buzzing for this. The term that keeps showing up in the source material is seismic shift. It really feels like we're graduating, doesn't it? For 3 seasons, the question was, how do we survive the night?
Exactly. Pure survival horror, locked door, hang the talisman. But season 4, the research calls it cosmic predation. We're moving from what the town is to why it is. And maybe escape isn't even the right goal anymore.
So let's start with the practical stuff. Filming wrapped in Halifax way back in November 2025. That's a long time in post-production.
It is, and that delay is our first big clue. You don't hold a show for that long just for sound mixing. You do it for heavy-duty visual effects. And the notes are very specific, creature effects, and more importantly, the man in yellow.
The man in yellow, we have to start with him. For so long, the villain was just a feeling, a voice on a radio. Now he has a face.
And a great one, Douglas E. Hughes. When you cast an actor like that, you're not just creating a monster, you're creating a character, a player. The game has changed.
It's almost more terrifying, though, isn't it? I was reading the scene breakdowns, and he specifically says to Tabitha something about her digging that hole back in season 1.
That's the moment. That's the curtain being pulled back. Think about what that means. He isn't some force of nature. He's been watching every secret, every plan, every single peer. He's the voice from the radio.
So it's not just a monster, it's an intelligence, an antagonist.
It's a warden. And that brings us to the brutal end of season 3, the death of Jim Matthews.
I'm still not okay with that. Jim was. I mean, he was frustrating, but he was the dad, the engineer. He was trying to logic his way out of the nightmare.
And that's exactly why he had to die, narratively. Jim represented the idea that you could solve Fromville with science. The man in yellow killing him face-to-face was a statement.
What? That knowledge is dangerous.
It's a dangerous transgression. That's the quote from the notes. You're not allowed to understand the machine. And now Julie and Ethan are. They're completely adrift.
Their anchor is gone. Jim was the skeptic, the one grounding them in reality.
Yeah. And that vacuum forces them to grow up fast. They can't rely on their dad to figure things out. This is what's going to push them to explore their own, supernatural side. The poking the bear phase is over. The bear is now in the living room.
Okay, so the stakes are clearer than ever, but let's go deeper into the metaphysics. Because this reincarnation hypothesis you pulled from the lore guide, that changes literally everything.
It's the master key. We've all been asking, why these specific people? It's not random. The theory is they are modern incarnations of people who've been here before.
Wait, like literally their souls are on a loop?
In a way, yeah. The town recycles souls. Tabitha isn't just Tabitha. She's the new version of Miranda, Victor's mother, the seeker archetype.
And Jade, the arrogant tech guy.
He's Christopher, the guy from the photo, the one with the dummy who lost his mind.
Yeah.
Jade is the puppet, the decoder. That's why he sees the symbol, why he sees the dummy. It's not a hallucination. It's a memory bleed from a past life.
Wow. Okay, so they're not just having visions, they're remembering.
They're remembering their past failures. They're being drawn back to finish a fight they lost before. And that connects directly to those creepy kids Tabitha sees, the Ankui children.
The ones on the stone slabs?
The lore suggests they were the children of the original settlers, sacrificed. Tabitha, as Miranda, failed to save them. She's back to fix a mistake that's centuries old.
So it's a cycle they have to break.
Exactly. But it gets even more complicated because of Julie. This is where we shift from folk horror to, hard sci-fi.
That story walker idea, that was Ethan's term, right?
It was, but the mechanics are pure physics. It's a closed loop, a grandfather paradox.
Okay, break that down for me because time travel fries my brain.
So in a normal time travel story, you go back and change something, right?
Yeah.
In a closed loop, you can't. You go back into the past because you were always there. Your action in the past is what causes the present you left.
So there's no free will.
Pretty much.
Mm.
Think about season 1 when Boyd was in that dungeon
Yeah.
and Julie threw him the rope.
Yeah, she saved him.
We thought so. But the theory is she didn't change what happened. She caused what happened. Boyd only survived because future Julie was always destined to be there to throw that rope.
And the proof is her showing up at the end of season 3. The short hair, the scars on her face.
Exactly. That wasn't the Julie from that morning. That was a Julie from deep inside season 4 who traveled back in time to witness her own father's murder.
Oh, that's just heartbreaking. Why go back if you can't stop it?
That's the trap of the loop. Maybe she went back trying to stop it, and in doing so, she actually caused it.
Yeah.
Distracted him for that one fatal second. As Ethan said, once a story is told, you can't change it.
So she's trapped inside the story.
And she's looking for a glitch, a loophole. But here's the really scary part. The man in yellow knows she's a story walker. He might not just try to kill her. He might try to, edit her out of the story completely.
That's a terrifying concept. Fighting a villain who can hit the delete key on your existence. Speaking of existence, in biology, we have to talk about the monsters. Because the stuff in the source material about their origin, I wish I could unsee it.
The smiley creature birth. Yeah.
It's a lot.
That's a lot. It's horrifying. Fatima, the kindest person in town, giving birth to one of those things. It wasn't a baby.
It's stomach churning. But it explains the town's mechanism. It uses humans as incubators, vessels, to reincarnate its predators and keep the population stable. It's a biological recycling program.
So they're not demons, they're born.
They're manufactured. The theory is called the Immortality Pact. We always wondered why they wear those old-fashioned clothes, right?
Yeah, the 1950s outfits.
The idea is
Yeah.
they are the original settlers, or residents from past cycles. They made a deal for eternal life. Maybe there was a famine, a plague. They sacrificed their children, the Ankui kids, to whatever runs this place.
And the entity was like, okay, you get to live forever.
A classic monkey's paw deal. You get to live forever.
Yeah.
But as a desiccated husk that craves violence and only comes out at night, they're trapped too.
Wow. That almost makes them tragic.
It does. The smile isn't joy, it's a permanent mask. A rictus. They are as much prisoners as the humans. They're the damned, and the humans are the trapped.
That reframes everything. And all of it, the biology, the time loops, it all runs on these cycles. Which brings us to the numbers in the lighthouse.
My favorite part, yes, the dates carved in the stone. 1506, 1609, 1864, 1931, 1978.
Those are the start dates for the cycles.
And look at the gaps. It's not perfect, but there's a pattern. It centers around the number 47.
47, it's everywhere. Tilly's 4 kids and 7 grandkids. The playing cards.
Is the town's constant. Now, do the math. The current cycle started in 1978 when Victor got there. Add 47 years.
That gets you to 2025, right now.
We're at the end of a cycle. That's why everything is escalating. The contract is about to expire. This could be the final round.
And they need tools for that fight. The talismans. We finally know what the runes mean.
This is huge. Okay, so you have Ingwas for protecting the home. Algi's, a warding or shield room. Ansu's, linked to Odin to divine communication. And Laguz, which means water or lake.
It's like a recipe for a spell.
It's a Bindrin. All those concepts bound together. And the symbol in the middle mirrors 2 figures, sun and moon. Or maybe the 2 entities playing this game.
But why does it work? Why does a rock with some scratches stop them?
Because the town runs on folk horror logic. Think about a vampire. All powerful, right? But he can't come in unless you invite him. It's not a physical barrier, it's a rule, an ancient law.
So the talisman isn't a force field, it's a restraining order.
That is a perfect way to put it. It invokes the rules of the pact. The monsters can knock, they can whisper, but they can't just break in because the talisman enforces the law of the household. It's a dark fairy tale.
Which brings us back to Victor. He's the town's living archive.
His drawings are everything. There's one, the sources highlight, a drawing of the town inside a snow globe.
The snow globe.
A huge piece of evidence for the pocket universe theorists. That this place is contained, artificial, being observed.
What about the toys? He has a toy RV and a toy ambulance, right?
And this is the big question. Did Victor find those toys after the vehicles showed up? Or did the vehicles show up because Victor was playing with the toys?
Whoa. So he could be unconsciously manifesting things.
We know the town feeds on memory and fear. His imagination might be the literal blueprint for some of the things that happen there.
Speaking of blueprints, the ARG. The Rendezvous website. I love when shows do this stuff.
It's such a cool layer. For anyone who missed it, it's a fake corporate website, but if you dig into the code, you find things.
Like a hidden image of a house with the number 1597.
Which is Victor's childhood home address.
Finding that on a corporate website, that connects the town to the real world in a very concrete way.
It confirms the town reconstructs reality from memory, but it also implies some real-world entity might be involved. Are they feeding people into this place? It proves no one ends up there by accident. It's a selection process.
And it seems like we have a new selection, a new character, Sophia, the pastor's daughter.
She fills a really important role. Remember Father Katri in season 1? He brought the element of faith versus logic into the story. When he died, that whole conversation just stopped.
Yeah, it became all about pure survival.
Sophia brings that back. The notes describe her as sheltered, but she's the one who can ask, is this hell? Is this a test from God? Again, it balances out all the sci-fi stuff we've been talking about.
And we need that balance because the main leader, Boyd, the notes mention cognitive decline.
That's the big theme for season 4, the cost of knowledge. Boyd's seen too much. He's having hallucinations at Kajri. He's physically shaking. He's losing his grip.
That's terrifying. Boyd is the sheriff. He's the rock. If he crumbles, what happened?
That's the tension. The town's leadership is falling apart right when the man in yellow is finally stepping onto the stage. It's a power vacuum at the worst possible time.
It really is a perfect storm. The villain is here, the time loop is closing in on itself, the monster biology is known, the leadership is shot. Everything is coming to a head.
It's the synthesis. The town isn't a place, it's a machine. A machine that runs on suffering, built on that original sin from 1506. Season 4 isn't just another chapter, it's the confrontation.
So wrapping all this up, what's the big takeaway? What should we be bracing for?
I think we need to change our definition of winning. We all want them to find the road home. But the provocative thought I want to leave everyone with is this.
Lay on me.
If Julie's time travel really is a closed loop, if she's doomed to go back and watch her father die again and again, is escape even possible just by leaving?
You mean, even if she found a way out, the loop would just pull her back in?
I'm saying the only way out might not be to leave the town, but to destroy it, to end the loop itself, to go back and deal with the original sin of 1506. You have to break the machine. And breaking it, well, that might just erase everyone from existence.
So winning could mean they never existed in the first place. That is...
Well, exactly.
Well, on that incredibly uplifting note, keep your eyes open for The Man in Yellow on April 19th.
And watch Julie very, very closely. She's holding the key, even if she doesn't know it yet.
Thanks for taking this deep dive with us. And remember, in Fromville, knowledge is power. But it always, always comes with a cost. We'll see you on the other side.